Welcome to Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of stopping by, you like the channel and the video, please subscribe and put on your notification bell so that you will be able to know when I upload a new video. In this channel, I bring to you information across the globe, what is happening in the world, especially Nigeria. So after watching the video, your opinion, your contribution is highly needed. Do it constructively in the comment section as we are going to watch this video together. Yes, I'm watching it together with you. Then later, we'll come to the comment section to discuss about it. Remain blessed as we watch.
In the southeast, in the south-south, in the north-central, and all across Nigeria, you have leaders who are chicken-hearted. I read a region of Nigeria over the weekend that they formed a security committee. And what is the agenda of the security committee? I thought they would say, oh, we are going to go after bandits, we are going to go after terrorists, we are going to go after invaders, we are going to go after... Do you understand? No, but it's obvious that they are forming their security probably to fight some people who are agitating for freedom within their zone. It doesn't make sense to me. You understand? You are not facing your oppressors. You are facing your own local people, your own citizens, who are demanding as a matter of legitimate right to say, look, we want freedom of association. We want to determine who we want to associate with. That is what I'm seeing. A governor came out and said he ordered the army to go and crush some of his own people. So how come the people of Zamfara, the people of Niger, where people are being kidnapped daily, they are not responding in that manner? What is wrong with us in the south? I'm not saying fight government. I am saying fight whosoever makes life difficult for you. I'm not saying go and fight government. But where you now have people who are now saying we have formed our security thing and we're very loyal to the federal government of Nigeria. If the federal government of Nigeria provided security, will you be forming your own security in the first instance? So for me, let me tell you, it has become a big joke. But what I know is that a day will be a day when the monkey will go to the market and it will be a different story. I have no doubt. History has taught me. Let me tell you, what shall it profit a leader if under his watch everything falls apart? I don't know what any leader will, so that in the future they will say, yes, you champion the cause of your people. Is that all there is to life?
Very much. You made reference to the fact that you spent most of your life in Ife, which is southwest of Nigeria. Looking back on your growing up and right now, what would you say has changed? What are the disparities?
Well, Ife of those days was a potpourri of different Nigerians from different parts of Nigeria. We converged in Ile-Ife. Ife was very similar to what we have in Lagos today. My father originally migrated from the old Midwest to Ile-Ife. My father came from present-day Edo State, from a village called Eve. Eve is in the Owan East local government today in Edo State. How he decided to go to Ife? A lot of people at that time, young, adventurous people, used to go to different parts of Nigeria just to eke a living. They wanted to survive. And my father worked with the Public Works Department, what we call PWD, otherwise called Pongpong Wahala. They were road overseers. They built the roads. They restored the roads. They did general, overhaul of the infrastructure at the time. And they were very effective. You didn't need big contractors. You didn't need Julius Baja or anybody at that time. They were able to fix everything. And so he rose to become a road overseer. So a lot of them, we had a lot of Igbo people in Ife. For example, one of the leading pastors in my church. I went to an Aladura church. Was a man I will never forget. He was an Igbo man. And his son was named Bamidele. We call him Baba Fine Face. And he had a son called Bamidele. You can imagine an Igbo man who named his son Bamidele. And during the war...
After you?
No, I'm sure the son was older than me. During the war, he had to move back home to Biafra land. And you won't believe it, he left all his things in our care. He gave to different friends. And he came back after the war, everything was intact. Nobody touched anything. Nobody said because he was an Igbo man, oh, let's confiscate his property, let's do this or that, you know. So Ile-Ife in those days was bubbling with unity. We were united. We saw ourselves as one. We had Sabo. My father used to have a restaurant just across the street from Sabo. Sabo was where the Hausas, we didn't know of Fulani then. It was, everybody was Hausa once you were a northerner. And they were there, and we all lived in peace. People married from different places. My grandparents were Muslims. My parents were Christians. It didn't matter to anybody. So I don't know where these characters came from who suddenly felt the unity and peace of Nigeria after the war could be toyed with, to the extent that everybody I know today, except maybe those who are benefiting from the system in Nigeria, everybody wants to get out of this union. And I believe that is why you formed the organization. I don't have any problem with you, but I can tell you that what you have is an uphill task.
I do like a challenge. Perhaps I should interject here and explain what the organization is about. So the Unity Project is all about promoting ethnic and religious harmony in Nigeria. And we believe that there is problems with the so-called unity that exists today, and we're looking for solutions. So we are opening up dialogues and opening up conversations across the nation, and we want to know what the problems are and how we can fix it. So we're not saying, oh, one Nigeria as it is. No, nobody has the capacity to do that. We cannot impose that. But, you know, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that point. Okay, my first question, sir. The pertinent question, Nigeria's unity, is it a possibility or is it a myth? Is it something that we can achieve, or is it something that's a tall dream?
Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. But a situation where some people want to turn their fellow citizens into third-class citizens, you cannot have the unity. The word unity itself comes from friction, conflict. When A and B are in conflict, A and B must agree on certain principles, conditions, conditionalities, configuration, and so on and so forth, for you to have unity. But a situation where party A believes that it does not owe party B any explanation, a situation where party A views party B as its perpetual slave, you can never have unity. So unless a miracle happens and you have someone, whether it's Buhari or it's surrogates or whatever they are, and suddenly a miracle happens and they have a change of heart, it's no longer change of mind. It has moved beyond their mind now. Their mind is made up already that Nigeria belongs to a certain class and category of people. So you now have to go to their hearts. If something happens and they have a change of heart about Nigeria and about how they view fellow Nigerians, there will never be unity. And I can tell you, it is getting worse by the day. Each time we try to appeal to the conscience of our current leaders and tell them that the best legacy you can leave behind in Nigeria is to unite the people of Nigeria. The more they come back with acts of provocation. What is causing the tension today is the fact that our leaders are deliberately provoking some parts of Nigeria. And that cannot continue forever. I always tell people that no nation has ever lived perpetually in stupidity and backwardness. And Nigeria is not going to be an exception. They will try.
Yeah.
They will use the military, use the security apparatus, use everything at their disposal to suppress the will of the people. But I can tell you, it may not be in our own lifetime, it may be whenever. But I know that a day will come when the history of Nigeria will be written. And we will all look back and say, so what happened? How did we achieve this? Once upon a time, there was a division in Germany where you had even a wall between West Germany and East Germany. But today, who knows the difference? So, it will happen. Even the wall of Jericho, we read it in the Bible. It was so formidable that the Israelites had to go around it. I don't know whether it was metaphorical or it was physical. But we heard that the wall collapsed. So the wall of Jericho in Nigeria will definitely collapse. I have no doubt about that. You see, the people who govern us lack a sense of history. If you are not properly educated about who you are, you will think you are God. When God has been kind to you, you begin to see yourself. Look at all the leaders, even as young as you are. How many Nigerian leaders have you witnessed, Jennifer? I'm sure you know of Babangida, you will know of Absalami Abubakar, you will know of Obasanjo, you will know of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, you will know of Jonathan, and of course you know of Buhari. So tell me, all the people who governed before Buhari, where are they today? Do they still have the same power they wielded just a few years ago? So why is anybody wasting his time thinking you can just put the ropes around the necks of Nigerians and you just lead them to slaughter? It doesn't make sense to me. And as someone who had been a supporter of Buhari, I am thoroughly embarrassed that we could find ourselves at this level. It is such an unforgivable and unfortunate situation that we have found ourselves. So those of you who are preaching unity, I wish you the best of luck. But the best people to preach to is not people like me, because I don't have any problem with other Nigerians. It is those Nigerians who have problems with their fellow Nigerians that you should go and talk to. And you should start with your leaders, with the president and everything. But if you are talking to us, it's like what Ifabella used to say. It means you are clapping with one hand, you are hiding behind one finger, and it will never fly.
I'm not preaching to you, sir. The purpose of the interview, the purpose of the conference, is to understand the conflict. You already put in words what we're about. Unity comes from maybe a group of people who have come together in compromise. And in our research and what we've referenced on people we've interviewed, they have said the marriage of Nigeria today was forced upon us by the British. And it is not favorable to all the ethnic groups. So certain groups are marginalized and certain groups are in charge. And so we're looking for a way to resolve this conflict and have everybody together on the same page. That's what we're about. So the conference which we're having on the 18th is to ask Nigerians their own opinions. Because while people like you are vocal, there are other people who are just grumbling underneath. Perhaps our voices are not heard enough. I'd like to reference one of my previous interviewees. He said that Nigerians are very tolerant people. And the fact is, whatever government has done, people keep tolerating and they keep tolerating and they keep tolerating and nobody's speaking out. And so we're here to understand what the problems are and how we can resolve it. That's what our organization is about. We're not insisting we should continue the way we are. We're saying we want to understand the problem and we want to help.
Jennifer.
That's what we're about, sir.
Jennifer, a Nigerian kid who was born 5-6 years ago already knows the problems of Nigeria. To say you want to understand the problems of Nigeria, I disagree. We all know the problems. It's the solution. And the solution is that each and every one of us must make a conscious effort and sacrifice. In fact, the key word is sacrifice. Anybody, and I've said this repeatedly, any leader, a president of a country as big, as complex and complicated as Nigeria, who wants to represent the interests of his place of birth, cannot succeed. A president is supposed to be for everybody. If you want to represent your area, then you must be an emir, a chief, a warlord, a bandit, like you have it all over the world, where people fight. They fight for the rights of their own people. But in a union, everybody must agree to sit together. A president cannot tell me, a president, you cannot say you don't know the problem of Nigeria. Before our very eyes, there are bandits in Nigeria. And you have a leadership that knows the whereabouts of these bandits. And they are untouchable. And then you now go after those who have not carried any weapon against their country. But just for talking, you go after them. Just for saying, if this thing persists, we will react and retaliate. You go after them. You will get the police to go after them. And the same police and military will not go after those who have already committed acts of treason. You can't do that and tell me you don't know the problems of Nigeria. Those who were calling for restructuring, they are the grammarians. There are people who are no longer interested in restructuring. That what are you restructuring? Who will do the restructuring? Who will even agree to the restructuring? But let me tell you, the sad part is that those who are mostly affected now, I didn't mind. You see, let me tell you, if the North decides that they want Sharia law, I have no problem with it, as long as you are not going to come to my state and compel me to follow Sharia when there is no Sharia in my constitution. These are some of the issues that we have. If you like, you can say you don't mind if there are bandits in Zamfara. I'm not from Zamfara. Do you understand? But if you export it from Zamfara and you are going southwards and you are saying the people of the south have no right to cry out and put a stop to it, then something is wrong. That's
deep in the shadows. I know.
Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time or first day of coming across my YouTube channel or seeing my face, you are highly welcome. Herzlich willkommen zu meinem Kanal. Mein Name ist Linda Chukwueze. Ich komme